be cold, then give me the snow. Don't give me that cold rain out there. Do something or do nothing at all. All right, let's talk about these temperatures that we're seeing in Bismarck and International Falls. We have the teens, we have the 20s out there. This is your current temperature right now. As we go into the afternoon, temperatures will warm up a little bit more, but still going to be chilly. This is the type of day where you're just going to want to stay bundled up for the most part. We can see what's happening in Pittsburgh right now. That temperature coming in about 31 degrees. Here are your highs. So we're still right at freezing for a high temperature in Bismarck today. International Falls, you'll go to 33, 42 in Detroit. So again, stay bundled up as we go through the rest of today. And also tomorrow, we're still going to be on the chilly side as well. I'll show you that in just a matter of moments. We will flirt with those records for today. And when we're talking about cold highs, you don't really want to flirt with that record, right? You just want to be warmer, and that's not so much. So we'll see how that pans out. But who has seen or felt their first freezing temperatures? A lot of you guys here. We have to go really on off towards the east here, and we're seeing around Delaware, back off down towards New Jersey as well. Nobody there quite yet, but it's a coming. I promise you that for sure. This is what we have for you tomorrow morning. Numbers coming in the teens and the 20s once again, pretty much across the board. New York coming in about 35, D.C. 35. That's still cold. These numbers are below average. We're not supposed to be this cold quite yet. As we go into your tomorrow, these are your high temperatures, and still numbers are on the chilly side. Bismarck, you're coming in at 36 degrees instead of freezing for a high temperature. International Falls still 33, and then Pittsburgh about 50 degrees again. Still have that warm coat in the morning, still have the warm coat in the afternoon as well. This is what we have for your Friday morning. More of the same. We're still in those blues, right? We want to at least try to get out of the blues, maybe get back into some of those greens. But yes, we're going to stay on the chilly side of things. Now, with that said, slowly but surely we're climbing up, right? But not fast enough for a lot of people. This is what we have. So Pittsburgh, the Titans are headed to the Steelers, and this game for tomorrow night at 8:15 looks pretty good. I'm going to say this is football weather all the way. Numbers in the 40s here. We'll take those winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour at the south. No big problems there. And then we head to Boston, where we should be at 57 degrees for a high, and we can see these temperatures will be just that as we go into your Friday. But Reynolds, we have to get through Wednesday and also Thursday.
Oh my goodness. Well, hey, you know what? Let's give you
fingers crossed. We hope we're not dealing with the haves and have-nots this season for sure. Let's take a look at somewhere where we are dealing with a little bit of moisture happening. So we do have the water vapor loop, and where you're seeing these greens, yes, that's plenty of moisture that continues to funnel in across the Pacific Northwest. Yes, we will have this energy continuing on off towards the east. So yeah, you're going to be getting in on some of these disturbances, these waves, if you will, as we work our way in through the weekend. So this forecast for the weekend, yeah, it could be on the soggy side again, but we are a few days away. We're going to continue to monitor this for you, but we will have waves that continue to come in here. So with that said, we will have some dry time, but we're also going to be watching for some rain, possibly some snow. At this point, it just depends on at what time these waves start to. These waves come in early in the morning, then of course it's going to be more conducive to get some snow in the area because temperatures are going to be colder. If they start to move in a little bit later in the afternoon, then more so in the rain department as temperatures will be a bit warmer. So we look at the Euro model showing that, and then we head to the GFS model. I'm going to show more of the same. Again, we start you out dry. We'll see the bulk of the activity as we work our way into your Saturday and your Sunday. And then we stop this at 5 o'clock in the morning, and yes, we see some more of the rain. On the other model, which was the Euro model, we saw more of that snow further down off towards the south here. But again, we're going to continue to watch this for you, as the bottom line is that both models picking up on both rain and snow. Just at this point, not quite sure where everything is going to set up. We're going to be talking about some breezy conditions out there as well. And also, before it's all said and done, maybe a light amount of rain. That's at least what the Euro is picking up from Friday to Monday. But then look what happens with the GFS model. We see more pockets of the moderate rain coming in around Minneapolis, down off towards Chicago and Milwaukee. Reynolds.
All right, thanks so much.
Love the dogs, and I love a good dog parade, that's for sure. Not a fan of the people parade, but a dog parade, I'll definitely take that. Let's take a look at what's going on in terms of those airports for today. Right now, we do have the green dots. All things are a go, but I do believe that things are going to change as we go in through the rest of today, because we are going to be dealing with some weather. We're already dealing with some weather out there already, and places like Cleveland, they're have to de-ice those planes. So yeah, we will have some impact. So just be aware of that this morning. morning. May want to call ahead because that is going to kind of delay some flights out there. In terms of what we're going to contend with as we go to the roads today, yeah, we do have some active weather coming in. Look at all the blues out here. Again, we're dealing with some lake effect snow across the area. So the interstate's not the best. So we're looking at this around 78, around 90 as well. We are going to be in for low visibility, some slippery conditions out there. So just take that into consideration and take that in mind and just slow down. Make sure you do have both hands on the steering wheel this morning as well, and put a lot of distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. When we're talking about slippery conditions, icing, it's going to take a long time for you to stop, much longer. So as we look at Syracuse, yes, this morning we are dealing with some snow. We'll see that around your 10 o'clock time frame as well. And then temperatures will begin to warm up, of course. And with that, we will start to see that switch over to plain rain. And speaking of plain rain, that's what we're starting out with in Hartford, Connecticut this morning. Jim?
With wind chills,
yes,
by the way, down near freezing.
Welcome back to America's Morning headquarters. A big change has happened overnight with even more Arctic air plunging southwards. It's sending shivers across Americans. Millions of people, they're going to open their doors as they head to work, and they're just going to be blasted with the colder air. So we are looking at Duluth, Minnesota this morning. The temperature's coming at 21 degrees, but more importantly, it feels like 11 degrees out there. It is cold, but Duluth, you're not by yourself. We have 242 million people below average. That is going to be the name of the game. Reynolds, we are talking about some cold air, and I just hope everybody's been listening to us because it's going to be a slap in the face as they step out the door this morning.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that coffee's going to be...
Snow, and then finally it's getting out of here. Let's talk about a little bit more about who has seen their first snow, because back off towards the Rockies, yes, you can see all these little dots really indicating that, but we break it down for you. The Rockies, you've seen it. Denver, you're a place over the weekend that saw your first snows as well. And then look up towards Maine. Yes, Maine saw the first snows over the weekend as well. Lots of snow here when you're looking at the purples and those pinks since July 1st, I should say. And we can see once again the Rockies really win out on this, as we can see over 2 feet of snow in a lot of spots here, of course, in the highest elevations. So currently we're looking at 17.5% of snow cover across the U.S. Again, most of this is in the northern tier at this point, back off towards the west. And when we talk about the average first date of measurable snow, right, we like to see the measured. We want it to really pile up, right? But as we go further into winter, we will start to see more of that. But again, we're in November now, November 1st, and most of it takes it back off towards the west, the Pacific Northwest, and then moves it across the middle of the nation up into the north and east. And that is the month where you really start to see that snow, that measurable snow really happening. We head back out to the west here, and we look at Denver, and the average first snow October 16th. That didn't necessarily happen this time. It was a little bit later. And then as we head down off towards Boise, we're still waiting for that as we work our way in through November, the middle of November. The Northeast, more of the same. We're hoping that we'll see more action coming in here, but we can see Syracuse average first coming in November 6th, Pittsburgh about November 16th as well. And don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Out here in Mexico.
Exactly. America's Morning headquarters is just getting started. Missing the warm sun, not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's talk about that as we do have these temperatures right now in the teens. We're seeing that around International Falls. We have the 20s from Pierre to Bismarck, Omaha. You're coming into this. Look at Kansas City. You're at 19 degrees right now. So yes, you are feeling it. Before you head out the door this morning, I'm here as your friend. I'm your ally. Make sure you bundle up before you head out and about. It is cold. Put those layers on. You could always take a layer off if you get too warm. This is what we have in terms of the actual high temperatures for today. In the 30s, 33 in Bismarck. We're seeing that in International Falls, Marquette. Good morning to you. You're coming in about 36 degrees for a high today. And then we have 40s from Chi-Town up towards Syracuse. It's going to be a chilly/cold day on tap. If you're like me, I'm just going with it being cold all day long. So this is what we have, a little bit of a glitch in the action here. So hopefully we just get something for sure. In terms of what we're getting, we do have it out into the Pacific, right? Look at all this moisture here, the mid to upper levels on the water vapor. You can see it in the green coloring. So that green coloring will continue to move in across the Pacific Northwest there, and that's going to continue to move in across the east, and the plains are going to get in on some of this action before it's all said and done. The upper Midwest will see this as well. So we're going to be dealing with this upper level energy, these disturbances, these waves that will continue to come in across the area area as we head into the weekend. So it's not going to be a washout of a weekend. We will have, again, waves coming in. So we will have some rain. We will have some snow. In terms of whether we're going to get the snow, the best chance for it is if it comes in overnight early in the morning time frame. We can see what happens as we work our way into your Sunday. This is early Monday morning. Again, this will be the best time that we will see some snow. We can see this around Fargo, Duluth, but you're also looking at some of the pinks, right? Yeah, these pinks is not something that we want to see at all, because that means that we will be dealing with some freezing rain across the area. And then you can see further to the south where we do have just plain rain coming in. That was your Euro. Now this is the GFS model, and it's going to pick up on pretty much the same thing. The fact that we have precip, and that precip will fall as either snow, freezing rain, or just plain rain coming in. Again, just depending upon that timing and how much we receive as well in terms of the differential of the models that I'm showing you this morning. So as we go into 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we can see Bismarck coming in with some snow, a little bit of freezing rain as well, but then just plain rain around Milwaukee as we work our way into your Monday. So this will linger in through the weekend into your Monday. How much before it's all said and done? We're looking at light when we look at the Euro for the most part. So this stretches back off for Green Bay, off towards Bismarck as well. The GFS, more of the same still. Some rain coming in across the area, but it does look like we see lighter amounts, but we do have pockets of moderate rain there. And once again, Reynolds, we just have to pick up on the fact that we will see some snow before it's all said and done.
Yeah, someone's going to get it, no doubt.
Slippery conditions out there in some spots. We've been dealing with some de-icing of the plains out there too, so that could make things a slow go. Just call ahead. Right now we actually do have plenty of green on the map, those circles, but I think that this is going to change as we go through the morning hours, because again, we are dealing with some weather, so to speak. So around Cleveland we could be seeing this. Look at Boston as well. This is going to be the name of the game as we go through the rest of this morning, and then by the afternoon things will start to improve a bit as those temperatures will begin to bump up a little bit more as well. Let's drive it, right? Or maybe you should just wait a while until we get rid of some of this snow and these temperatures begin to warm. So along Buffalo, around Cleveland, also around Pittsburgh, this is where we've been dealing with some de-icing at the airports this morning. So just take that into consideration before you head out and about. This is what we're working with. We do have that low visibility out there as well, slippery conditions. So even where you're not actually seeing that snow, like we're seeing it around I-70, we're still dealing with some leaves out there. And we talk about that all the time. Wet leaves are slippery leaves, and you definitely need to take it easy and be careful. Put a lot of distance between you and the vehicle in front of you this morning as well, because of that visibility and the slippery conditions. Look what we have in Syracuse. So we're looking at around 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. We could be dealing with some snow, and then by 11, switching over to that rain-snow mix. But by 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, things are going to start to dry back out as those temperatures bump up. But right now, Jim, we are dealing with some cold rain out there, and like you said before, is quite breezy too.
Yeah, a little snow for the Lich.
Welcome back to America's Morning Headquarters, and we do have a big change that happened overnight with even more Arctic air plunging southward. It's sending shivers across America as millions of people, they're going to open their doors and they're going to head to work today, and they're going to want to close their door right back up as we are dealing with some very cold temperatures. In fact, in Duluth, Minnesota, we had that temperature at 20 degrees, but more importantly, we had that wind, and it feels more like 10 degrees this morning. So that's what you need to dress for as that sun is coming up this morning. But not only in Duluth, we have about 242 million people that are going to be below average for today. So Reynolds, you really do need to bundle up. If you're about to walk the dog or maybe just let the dog outside, you need to put on that big heavy robe instead of that thin robe before you head out and about for sure.
You want to put that on the dog.
Let's talk about who's seen their first snows. We've seen that this weekend in some spots like Denver, and we can see along the Rockies. That's where we're looking at this. And as we shift on over towards the plains, the upper Midwest as well. But then I want to point out Maine. You can see that one little dot right there. Yeah, we actually got this over the weekend. You saw your first snows there. So hopefully you're able to enjoy it. In terms of observed snowfall since July 1st, well, once again, we have to head back off towards the Rockies. That's where you're seeing the highest totals there. Those pinks, those deep pinks and those purples, that's where we're looking up to about 2 feet. Again, the higher elevations, that's where we're really seeing that snow that really came down across the area. Current snow cover, 17.5. Again, the northern tier areas, that's where you're seeing that that snow cover in most spots. Now, we're in November, and we look at the average date of first measurable snow. And in November, you can see all the way back off to the Pacific Northwest. This travels. You can see this across the upper Midwest, and it heads on off towards New England as well. So this is the date and the month, I should say, that we really start to get in on some of that snowfall across the area, really making it feel like the holidays for sure. So we take it to Salt Lake City, November 7th. That's when we're looking at that average first. The earliest September 17th. They've seen that before. Not so much for this year, though. In terms of the Northeast, more of the same. That average snowfall for Burlington comes November 7th, around Syracuse, November 6th, and on down to Pittsburgh, November 16th. Don't go anywhere. We will see you on the other side of the break. We have to keep our eye on it for sure. Yeah. America's Morning Headquarters rolls on with meteorologist Jen Carfagno, Alex Wallace, and storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel. Missing the warm summer